Okay. Welcome to the Doer and the Thinker podcast. I'm your co-host Xander Gray,
and I'm your other co-host Jonathan Serrano.
And welcome to the Doer and the Thinker podcast.
Dang, we're
getting good at it, dude.
I'm just gonna randomly say podcast. See,
damn it!
I'm just gonna randomly say podcast in the middle of the taping.
Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Another week is done.
This thing's got me crazy.
The dude is super distracted by my love lamp.
Has anybody ever thought of what's in there though, or is that like just like one of those?
I bet you 100%. You look it up right now, like you have an answer here. I mean, we talked like 5 minutes about it, so let me just look it up.
You think like on Google it'll say what's in, and then everybody's gonna say lava lamp.
Yeah, hold on. What's in a lava lamp? Obviously, I can spell. Lavalamo. What's in a lava lamp? What ingredients are in a lava lamp? A classic lava lamp contains a standard incandescent or halogen lamp which heats a tall, often tapered. Okay, we know that. Okay, a formula from a 1968 U.S. patent consisted of water and a transparent, translucent, or opaque mix of mineral oil, paraffin wax, and carbon tetrachloride.
That makes sense.
You don't know what the fuck that is, bro.
Bitch, I know what mineral oil and wax is.
Well,
how dare you insult my intelligence?
All right. We said we were going to touch base on this. So I figure, unless you have something you very particular want to talk about.
I was going to throw something out there, but I'm interested in what you want to say.
No, I was going to say something about Susu, the comment, but she can wait.
Oh, Sousen? Oh, shit, I forgot to start it.
Yeah, she can wait. She can wait. You can wait.
Actually, that might be somewhere good to start.
Now I want to hear what you want to throw it out there.
Well, so here's... I just have...
She already got her name on the podcast, so she's good.
Yeah, that's not enough for her.
That's true. Unless you get us stuff, you're not going to be in the podcast. But
so I had a situation recently, actually today. No, last week. No, because last week. First and foremost, right? Like, I'm telling you right now, there's no fucking way I can ever return anything because I'm just a baby back bitch like that. Like, I will not do it, right? Dunya is the opposite. Like, sometimes she'll try to get me to return stuff, and then I'm just like, listen.
I don't mean to interrupt real quick, because Danya was like, oh, you can return anything at Costco. And I'm just like, even Chloe mentioned this because I want to buy new AirPods Pro, because mine is like not working. She's like, why don't you return it? I was like, you know what? I do have the model, so I might just do that.
Hey, you got to make sure though, because electronics sometimes aren't included. Just heads up. Yeah.
Damn.
I know like TVs aren't included in that, or it's like a super limited time. So you got to make sure. I
mean, it's been a couple of years.
Oh shit.
Okay, sorry. So
Costco, we're just kidding. That didn't happen.
Just kidding.
Hey.
Sponsor us.
Yeah,
sponsor us.
We're good.
This is a family business just like you.
Yeah.
And I think what good product placement and just like having two minorities be your spokesperson.
Just give us the stuff that you want us to say is good, and
then we'll say it. This is from Costco. This is amazing. This is from Costco. This is great.
This is actually from Costco.
That is actually from Costco,
and it's great.
The ink that I got for this tie-dye shirt, Costco.
This is the most free, advertising we've ever done for anything.
Seriously.
Yeah, and my wife, she just works to pay for Costco stuff.
There you go. Yeah. For Costco stuff, it's crazy. Everything I own in this house is Costco wood. Anyway, go on.
So have you ever seen that meme? It's Taika Waititi with
yes.
What's her name? I forgot from Thor. Yeah. So she's like tall, way up there, right? And then so this is me, like. Danya is, quite literally, because she is a little taller than me, but I won't admit it.
Yeah, that's okay. You can admit it.
And then that's me, like, oh, I want to return this thing, right? And she's just like, oh, I got you, babe. Don't worry about it. Like, that's her. So,
so you're bad at returning stuff?
Yeah. So we returned this thing, right? And then it was just
last week.
Yeah, last week. And it was just like a situation where they're like, if you don't have the receipt, I can't give you a full refund. You can only do store credit.
Store credit, okay.
And it was pretty expensive. Like
Shit.
it was pretty expensive. Yeah. So
and you haven't used it or anything.
I used it. Yeah. But
okay.
it was like a faulty product. Like it didn't work the way it was supposed to work.
Right.
So I told you, bitch, it's amazing. I don't know what's up with that. Like,
dude, when it gets super hot, it's just like
they're big bubbles, right?
Imagine like smoking weed and shit, or like do acid and just staring at the lava lamp created by anyway.
I'm so scared. So yeah, the point is, we had to leave the store with just gift cards, which obviously we're not happy with, right? So it's just like call corporate, and it was closed. But then she was trying to get the number for corporate from the store, and I just told her like, say this like in this way. And this is where it comes to like down to it. And so she called him, and then she said she was trying to have a conversation, and she just got the runaround, and
of course.
And then, she finally like came up with the number, what we wanted, the number, which wasn't even the corporate number. It was just tech support.
Of course.
But when she hung up, I was like, babe, like what's going on? Like, and she always, not she, but like people always do this, right? And maybe this is just because I'm a fucking asshole, right? But I told her, I was like, you'd have much more success if you spoke a certain way, right?
Yeah.
So I told her, and I don't know why I'm like this.
Are you doing like, are you talking about, white voice?
No.
Okay,
I don't mean like the timbre.
Okay.
I mean the way that you speak to communicate. So I told her, I was like, hey, say, you know what? I understand that this has no reflection on the store. We still love you guys.
Wait, before you say the correct way,
yeah.
Can I try how I would say it?
Yeah, go for it.
So let's say I'm trying to return this, and then you say store credit. I was like, hey, so I bought this, and it's just not working, like just because like it just wouldn't work.
Yeah,
so
I can only give you store credit.
I know, but is there any way?
It's company policy.
Can I talk to a manager, please? Is there any way?
I'm the assistant manager.
You're assistant manager, so there's no other way for me to get.
There's nothing I can do. This company policy, sir.
So what can if it's not this, what can you change?
I can see the steam coming out of your ears already.
Yeah, no, I just need to know, like, so if it's company policy, like, so what items are able to use as company, like, I can get some money back.
I can give you store credit, and you can get whatever you want in the store.
But I don't want anything else in the store.
I'm sorry, sir. That's all.
So is there a number I can call?
Son of a bitch!
No, I wouldn't do that. But usually that works though. Like I think when you're like almost stupid polite, like
yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is like you're definitely on the right track. For me, I go like an extra step. It's like, remember when we were talking about playing chess, right? I'll go an extra step to say.
Yeah, but you play chess to family members too.
Of course, yeah. Because
I think that's ridiculous.
I manipulate the world around me, right? Like
that's annoying, but yeah.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying. But
disagree.
I was telling her, like, say we still.
I want to own a store just
bitch,
so I can tell
I'm gonna
you.
get this fucking story out, right?
Welcome to the Doer and the Thinker podcast. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So I was telling her, say we still, we shop there often. We're still going to continue to shop there. We understand it's not a reflection of the store, but this policy is not printed anywhere online or on our receipt. Like we were not, we were never made aware that we needed to keep this specific. It's not even a receipt. It's this specific receipt has a barcode that you need. And we were never made aware, right? Because we have a profile with the store. So like, you know how like they type your phone number and it's like, why can't you just look up? I mean, I bought it here.
I bought it. Yeah.
So it's, not that we understand that your store can't do anything about it. We got it. We just want a corporate number because we don't think this is fair. We don't think that's right, especially because it's not in writing and we had no clue. And we had already made another purchase, for another product that if I knew that I couldn't return this for a refund, I would have made an informed decision and maybe made another decision.
And then obviously that product doesn't exist in that store.
Well, bless you.
Corona.
Yeah. No, it does exist in the store, but I just upgraded. I figured, well, if this one's not working correctly, I'm just going to get a better one.
Yeah, but is the better one in the store?
I ordered it somewhere else.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And that's the thing is like, if I would have known that I wasn't going to get that money back,
You could have ordered it from the store.
or given them a chance to give me another product or something like that, you know? But I just happened to find the product somewhere else. But my point is, when you don't, fuck it, everybody knows I'm an asshole, right? Like, I
think so.
You have to, like, you have to manipulate your way into getting what you want. And I don't mean that in an evil way. I mean, for me, the manipulation is I'm an understanding customer that doesn't want to give you trouble, that understands, and it's genuine, right? I'm not feigning understanding. So I am going to do that and make you understand that I am that, so that you can give me what I want.
Yeah, I don't like you using the word manipulate. I just feel like that's got to be a better term for that, because what you're doing is technically not manipulating. It's just like you're weasel. No. But
I don't know the word, but that's why I said manipulate.
I guess like a good word, like a good term instead of manipulation.
Influence.
Like, maybe.
Anyway, manipulation has a bad connotation, but
it does. But
it's really not bad, because you manipulate everything every single day, right? Like, you manipulate your future by making decisions. You manipulate people by acting a certain way to them, right? You do.
It sounds so evil.
I know, and that's why I say, people know I'm an asshole. I don't give a fuck.
Homework
Everybody knows.
is to find a better word, and if you find that word, it's gonna be so glorious, because you're gonna say no, and then I'll be like,
it feels better.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but I don't care about making people feel better.
No, I'm not talking about. Just do it for me. Do it for us.
I'll do it for you.
Do it for us in this Doer and the Thinker podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna bust out the thesaurus.
Yeah.
Theosaurus or thesaurus?
I think it's thesaurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ever ask me that again.
Yeah. I'm gonna insult your intelligence. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's just something that I do in my everyday life and in all my communication, and I just don't get.
So here's the thing: you said you're a baby back bitch about returning stuff, but then you're all about manipulation. So why couldn't you manipulate this situation?
Well, I tried.
So it didn't happen.
I went in there like Danya. I went in there and let her, like, I was just behind her the whole time, letting her talk. And then I kind of like stepped in, after she set it up, after she like set up and like did the whole like, this is what we're doing.
Like she loosened the cap off a little bit, and you went in there to go.
Yeah.
Like,
and I didn't even, because I only just said like a couple words, and then he's just like, well, this is policy. And I'm just like, thank you, sir. Bye.
You're just done.
Yeah. And then we were walking because we had to get other stuff. And we were walking over the store. Daniel's like furiously like trying to look up stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, don't look at me.
Can we say the store name?
No.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, I don't want free advertisings or free negative.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Negative either?
Yeah, no.
Don't go to this motherfucking store.
Because I am still going to go
show
there.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I got a shitload of gift cards for it, son.
Damn. So there's no way. So you just got credit back.
I got credit back, but we're going to try. They're closed right now, but I'm going to try to call corporate and just be like, hey, dude, like, you have zero documentation that this is your policy. What's up?
Yeah, and you know that I bought from this store.
Right.
Even though I don't have the receipt, you can see it on the records.
Right, and that's okay to me. And that's where, like, for me, because Danya was so pissed off, like, livid, right? Like she was ready to go full war, right?
Yeah.
And for me, when you say this is our policy, if that's the truth, I'm good. Because
Right. So now you're going to try to go around.
No, the issue is not that that's their policy. I don't have issue with that being their policy. I have issue with the fact that I wasn't made aware that that's your policy.
Right.
That's the problem, and that's where the insert word here, manipulation, comes in.
Right.
Where I'm gonna go through that loophole to try to get my money back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it's a genuine loophole.
Quest. It's a quest.
It's a quest, but you still like.
Yeah.
Wait.
That is a word. What's the D&D word for? You've said it before, and it's like when you're questioning people. What is it called? Just list me all the cool terms of D&D. I'm really bad. I don't remember. You fucking nerd.
Like wizard,
No, not
ranger.
not the particular adjective, like the adjective, like so like with me, I'm a fighter, and then I have
a class,
no
a race.
no fuck, now it's bugging me. It's when
Classification.
I'm gonna throw my dice because I want to survey the room.
Yeah.
What's the word for that?
Skill check.
Yeah, what's another word that's more
Like a investigation, perception check,
more
charisma.
Keep going. That's
like that has to deal with that.
no. Just say all the.
Oh, you want me to list them all?
Yeah. You know all.
Acrobatics, athletics.
Okay, keep going.
Sleight of hand. You're putting me on the stealth.
God damn it!
I'm gonna lose my nerd card if I don't know all of them. Dude.
I know. Come on.
I don't know, like perception, intelligence.
Maybe it was perception. Fuck. Never mind. I just had this extrapolate or some shit. You know, extrapolate. That's a good name.
But it's not a replacement for manipulation.
I know. Manipulation is so bad.
Guide.
No.
Like guiding.
Anyway, so you're gonna call corporate.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to.
You said this last week, so you did it last week. So it's been a week.
Oh
dude.
shit! Damn,
son.
Week, damn, I fucked that up. I did call corporate,
and then you got your money back.
Yeah. That's
Let's
exactly
put it
what
out
happened.
there. You got your money back.
I got my money
you
back.
You tell them what's up.
Yeah,
you told them what's
last
up.
Monday.
Yeah. You told them once that you called to you talked to Steve.
Yeah.
And Steve was like, you know what? My bad. Here's your money back.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
You're absolutely right, sir.
Yeah.
We thank you for making us feel comfortable with your patronage. That's a D&D word, patronage.
Okay.
And because you made us feel so good.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna listen to
You're right.
To the Doing the Thinker podcast. Yeah.
And here's your bills.
Your money back. Yeah.
Here's a couple bennies.
Super easy. You didn't have to deal with anything. Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel good about it.
That's what happened.
That's what happened.
Exactly what happened.
I feel good about it. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like I don't know if I guess it's a bad thing, sometimes. But with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh my God, you almost butchered that, didn't you?
Yeah. But I think that it's just
that's such a good saying, dude. I mean, you can say that with everything. Great power comes great. Well, why do you have to question it? Can you just go with it?
Yeah, you're right. Because I'm a thinker.
Goddamn,
I'm a thinker, dude.
You're like,
it's just so cliche, Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's so good that it became cliche.
Yeah.
Like before, nobody really said it, and then now it's like in every fucking movie, you're like, hey, now.
Listen,
so
I
what
will
Stanley
say,
should have done is trademark that motherfucking line. So when movies or whatever want to use it,
no, because then we would have had to pay.
No, we don't. We're nobody.
Okay, what if I say
think of a trademark name. Just do it. You can say just do it, but if you're using it to monetize, that's when you have to pay.
Okay, so what if we were a big podcast?
Just like
what if when we become a big podcast, we make money.
Then we have to be aware of stuff like that.
So we can't say just do it.
I think we can talk about Nike, but we can't like. I'm trying to think of how the only way I can think of is like music, like or if like we have a screen up and we're trying to show a video.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Can't do that.
Right.
Or like if the video has music in it, then it'll get flagged because we're monetizing through views, right, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I mean, we have 1% of like France listening to us, so we're good, dude.
Yeah, we're good.
In France
and we got 1% of other.
Yeah,
I don't know what other is, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's 1%, baby. Hey,
can't believe we went through that for
1%
for 5 minutes. Oh, look at that. Fuck.
It looks like a butt plug.
No, it's just
not this whole thing. Just the inside.
No, it's boring. Is this thing hot?
See, I didn't even know I didn't know that looks like a bottle. I didn't even know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
it's got a bottle cap.
Yeah, dude.
Anyways, distractions.
All right, is that all you have to say for that one particular thing?
Yeah, it's just something that kind of hit me, and I was just like, man, how does everybody not know this? Or how does everybody not do this?
So let's talk about manipulation then. So you say everyday life, so let's talk about it.
Yeah.
What is the most common thing that you use it for? Don't say sex because that's rape.
No.
Just
I
joking.
wish. Just kidding.
Terrible.
I think the most common thing is just relationships. I don't mean like, like man and woman. I just mean everyday relationships.
Just like relationship in general.
Yeah, to keep. So here's my thing: as I do a heavy investment in relationships, in order to be able to reap the benefits. And
see, that's.
Like, I know it sounds so bad.
It sounds so bad,
I know,
dude.
but it's not. It's not because okay. For example, you and I'm gonna be a good friend to you. I'm gonna love you.
But you're expecting benefits, though.
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely being right. But I understand also that in some form it's gonna come full circle, because if I love you, we have a great relationship. You're also going to love me, have a good relationship, and it benefits us both, right? So,
but you don't go into it thinking that, right?
Well, no, because I didn't even know if I liked you. I just you walked in. I'm like, I don't like this motherfucker. He looks like a hipster.
That's fair.
He's too handsome. I'm not gonna like this guy.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's too fit. He's too this is a hot boy. I don't like this guy.
So hot boy automatically that's a fuck boy.
Yep. I'm just like,
I can see in your eyes like, it's a fuck boy.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm intimidated by your good lookingness. Kiss my ass.
Dory thought the same thing too, because like I was working at Lowe's, and again, I don't see myself as all that what he just said. Truthfully, like I know we're joking around, like I'm the best thing that for humankind or whatever. I don't think that. What I'm saying is, so I was working at Lowe's, and my hair was slightly longer. I just moved from Seattle at the time. I just transferred back, and I was in the break room reading. I was reading a philosophy book.
Oh, right? Bitch, say it.
I was reading Nietzsche, and I was
reading Nietzsche.
Don't get me wrong. I was reading it, and the whole time I'm just like trying to understand it. You know what I mean? Because I was
you're reading the page like 10 times because you're just like,
what the fuck is he talking about?
That's me in Game of Thrones, dude. I don't get it.
But I've always been interested in like philosophers, and that was my thing. Not my thing. It's just like I was just curious, and I think he just caught me when I was reading that book, and I was like, the first thing was like, fuck this guy, like first thing. And we had to I had to have like a spotter when I was driving like the forklift to move some stuff around, and he was the only one available, so he came out and we just started talking. And then I was like, hey, I have a show, you want to come out? Like, blah, at the time I was playing in a band, and then the friendship grew from there.
Yeah.
But before, he was just like, dude, yeah, I didn't know if I liked you. I get that a lot too. It's kind of weird, but I guess it's from.
It's because you're so good looking. You look like douchey. It's like when you meet Brad Pitt, you don't expect him to be a nice cool guy because.
Thank you for comparing me to fucking Brad Pitt, but I doubt it. But
hey, on my level, you're Brad Pitt.
That's
son.
fair, man.
Yeah.
That's fair. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know how to take the compliment, but yeah.
But anyways, so I made that decision, right? Like when I decided that I liked you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invest in this relationship.
Right.
So for me, that is payment in some form, right? Like. I sound like such a dickhead.
You sound like an asshole.
I sound like such a dickhead, but like
I liked you, so I want to build this friendship because I know it's gonna come back around and benefit me. Just like
dude,
how
I sound like
this podcast.
But listen, like
this podcast.
Yeah. But how do you build? How do you make friends?
Watch your words.
How do you make friends and influence people? Right, like. It's controlling, dude. I'm fucking spiraling. Dude. I'm gonna bring this back around.
Bring it back around.
I'm gonna control this, you guys.
You know what? Right. Hey, you got this.
Listen.
Here we go.
Okay, I got this right here. I'm going to invest, right?
Yep.
And it's like farming. You plant the seed.
You're the worst at analogies.
You water it, right? The water is my genuine love, my genuine. Caring, my genuine friendship. And that's the water. And sometimes the seed doesn't grow. All right, that's cool. Sometimes it grows and you're going to reap the benefits, right? It grows into corn. If you put water on that seed and it grows into corn, you're not going to eat it? You're going to eat it, right?
Have you seen 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yeah.
Remember that scene where he's like, you got to plant the seed. You got to plant the seed. It's like, and then you fuck the plant. No, you plant the seed, it grows into a plant, and then you fuck the plant.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, I get what you're saying, but you never know though, because and we've talked about this in like the previous
Podcasts.
podcasts, and we talked about friends, and sometimes you don't know, you just kind of like, hey, I like spending time with this person, and you put your time in, almost like any relationship. You put your time in, and then when it gets to a point where it's like, oh, like I'm getting squeezed, like you know what I mean, like sometimes it takes years, sometimes it might be like a minute, a minute minute, where you're just like, oh shit, like this isn't the person that I thought. And that's happened to me a lot, you know. So, and it's just, you sometimes you see it, so you're just like, okay, cool, like I know this relationship is not reciprocal at all.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bring me joy to be friends with you, because like I end up resenting you, whatever. So I should just not be friends with you. And I had to do that a lot. And you just have to understand, you have to know the level of like the friendship that you want to have with that person.
Yeah.
And but I mean, again, like I get it in a positive aspect that you're saying, is like you invest in a person, you invest in like time, and you hope that that person can bring you growth and bring you evolution and bring you joy as well.
Right.
And I think that's what you're trying to say, instead of like.
But see, the I don't do it because, so first of all, my intentions aren't to receive, because when I don't receive, I'm not bothered, right? My intentions are to seek genuine relationships, right? So I'm going to be my best self in order to have that communicated to somebody, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like, in this phone call, I'm going to say, listen, I fuck with you. I'm going to stick with you. It's not your fault, but I just think this isn't right. You know, so let's work together to have a result. That's me genuinely saying those words. I'm not going to say I fuck with you. I'm going to stick with you, keep buying stuff from you, and then get my money and say, I'm never going there again.
Yeah.
Right? Because I had good customer service there. I like the products. I'm going to continue to go there. It's just, hey, this is not cool. Like, let's just work together on this. Same thing with the relationship. You know, I fuck with you and I love you, right? And I'm going to continue to do that. And sometimes it's going to be ebb and flow, right? And I'm okay with that. If it ebbs, I don't know which one's a negative one, but let's say negative is ebb, right? If it ebbs.
Sorry, ebb.
Yeah. If it ebbs, then that's cool with me. There's nothing, literally zero negative there for me, right?
Right.
If it flows, I love that. That's reaping the benefits, is that fills my heart. And that is not something that I'm taking away from you, right? It's something that you're giving me, and I'm accepting that as a gift, that love back, and it fills my heart. It makes me feel good.
Yeah. When do you step away from something? When do you, like, when it's toxic, or do you even do that? Because if it's ebbs all the time and it's ebb,
Yeah.
would you walk away from that?
That would be one of my weaknesses, is
to not be able to do that.
Is not to not walk away unless you give me a direct insult. Unless you give me like a direct reason where it's, you did this. So like I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah,
one.
there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here.
Fuck it. We're here, dude. All right. So I have a perfect example. In my younger days, I had a friend. It was a really, really, really good friend.
Oh, I think I know who this is.
Yeah, you know who this is.
I don't know.
Everybody listening right now that knows me fucking knows who this is.
I don't know this person personally, but
Right.
I know of him, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, he's
cool.
legendary. So
Not legendary. Non-legendary.
infamous.
Infamous. I was like, what the fuck is infamous?
So super good friends, and our relationship was like super cohesive, super like really good, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually there was a variant or a variable thrown into the relationship that we didn't really like, we couldn't make it through, right? So the relationship started to ebb and flow, and more ebbed.
Yeah.
And it was a two-way street, right? In all fairness, it was a two-way street. And then when my mom passed, to show the weakness, I was still there. I gave that person the benefit of the doubt, you know, like, this is a two-way street. I'm understanding, like, this is just what happens, you know. I'm gonna continue to like care and stuff like that, right? I won't. I'm not gonna be overbearing where I'm just gonna be like, dude, care for me, care for me, care for me, right? I'm gonna give you your space. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let just however it happens. But I'm still gonna be there. And then when my mom passed, it's like there was nothing there, no support.
Yeah.
And that was the insult, right? Like so that for me was like, okay,
That is the biggest of insult.
right. That for me was just like, all right, that's a stab in the heart. I'm done.
Did you? I guess when you said bring benefit of the doubt, did you at least kind of like, hey man, like, where were you? Blah blah blah. When this happened, like when my mom passed, like
I didn't do it on two levels. I didn't do it on the level where the variable that was thrown in. I didn't take the time because I was immature and I was scared to have that kind of conversation, which is what I fucking hate. And that's one of the things I'm so passionate about, right? Is communicating.
Well, for surprise, I have it on the phone right now.
Right? Yeah.
He's on speaker.
You just fucking ugly cry right now.
Wait, what?
What you do to me?
Okay, sorry. So you were immature. You at the time you just weren't.
Yeah. So
in that
twofold. I
spot,
didn't have the conversation when the variable was thrown in. I didn't say, "Hey, dude, like this is coming in between us. How can we solve this?"
Right.
And then the second one was when the insult occurred. I was not a big enough person to be like, dude, you really hurt me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, thinking back on it, and I don't want to say I regret because then I'm gonna fucking cry. But like, my deficiency was that I wasn't able to step past that point and say, you really hurt me. I'm gonna be really vulnerable and honest with you, and I want to fix this because I love you dearly. And that was my fuck up, right? It was a big hurdle to pass, and it would have taken a really, really big person to, at that moment in my life, around that situation, to like kind of step forward and be like, "You really fucking hurt me, dude."
Yeah. Would you be able to do it now?
I would be able to have a conversation, and I would be able to, willing and able. But would anything come from it? That's the question for me. I mean, like, so here's the thing for me, right? Yeah. I loved this person so dearly that I would be willing to have the conversation even if nothing came out of it, right? Because this person was very valuable to me. But I don't think that anything would come out of it, which would be fine. But being who I am today, obviously, I would do that because it is something that I regret. It's something that I regret that I don't. And you've heard me talk about this person before, and I talk about it with a lot of disdain, like, fuck this, fuck that, right?
Yeah, right.
That's a very obvious front. I'm just joking about that stuff.
I think in some ways you mean it. I think it's more like it's like a it's almost like a shield that you can use, that you can use to like instead of feeling how you feel about it, like you know what I mean.
And it's not like a conscious or it's not like I'm unconsciously or subconsciously doing it to like protect myself. I know how I feel about it truly, and it hurts me, so I'm just gonna project this funny,
right. And that's what we do, right?
Yeah, that's just how we're fucked up.
Yeah. Our dad was never there for us, so but it's like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, you know what's fucked up though, dude?
Yeah,
is like, okay, like we're talking about this relationship and how exactly what I just said. Like, god damn, this one's getting deep. This is getting like I didn't even like expect this one.
Yeah.
So I would have had this conversation to maybe not repair this relationship and have nothing come out of it, right? Because I love this person so dearly. But I wouldn't do that with my dad.
Yeah, well, it took. I had to. I did it with my dad,
but why?
To save my own soul.
Because it affected you that much. Because
I was angry.
Yeah,
I was fucking angry, man. I was angry. I like how you switched it up on me, but we'll go back to you, motherfucker. Because I was angry, and it's just that. But I did the same thing. I'm like, fuck him, like fuck my dad, or like, you know what I mean? Like it was just like fuck that guy. He's an asshole. Why should I wish him happy birthday? He was never there for me. So it was like almost too aggressive, like yeah. And my mom, I don't know if my mom still cares about him or whatever, but like. My mom will always like go talk to him or go wish him happy birthday. Like, what the fuck for? Like,
Yeah.
that was always my reaction. And finally, I don't remember. I mean, I don't know if I talked about this story, but I was at work, and man, I was listening to this podcast, and it was just weird because sometimes you have the people closest to you tell you like it's gonna be cathartic and it's gonna set you free. You know what I mean? But you just like fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? You don't think about it until you hear it from a complete stranger, like on a fucking podcast, on a fucking podcast. And it's just like, so anyway, I was in this podcast and then like, keep forgetting. And the guy was like, you know, I just let go of a lot of my flaws and let go of a lot of the stuff that made me angry, especially particularly to my dad. And I just forgave him because there's no point. Yeah, I just like told him I understood where you came from, and I just like I'm not mad at you. I forgive you.
Yeah.
And that set him free, you know? And I was like, fuck, I need to do that. And I checked in with my sister, and then like my sister kept telling me like, yeah, he regretted not having that type of relationship with you. And before it was like, fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? But now it was like, I have his number. I've had his number for years, you know, because I have WhatsApp, you know, you can kind of text or whatever, call or whatever. I never did, you know. Finally, I cried in the bathroom because I was just like, it was like I had to let go. I had to really like genuinely let go. Not do it because like, not do it to like, oh, it's gonna set me free. Like you have to want to do it. That's the biggest thing, you know. Yeah. So I wanted to. I really understood where he came from. He was a flawed man, just like every person, you know, and that depending on circumstance, I wasn't there. I didn't live his life, so I don't know. I didn't know. Again, like we talked about this too. I don't know my family history, you know, so stuff like that. And I need to start questioning and start understanding that. So, you know, I just kind of texted him like, just like, hey, like, I forgive you. Like, I love you.
Just like that?
Yeah, I forgive you. I love you. I miss you. I hope you're doing okay. And then, you know, I send him some money. I like checked in with him every once in a while. It just sucks because we have nothing in common to talk about, you know, but every once in a while I check in. I ask my sister, what does he like? Blah, blah, blah. And like, just so I can try to send stuff over.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to want to do it. Like you can have everybody in the world, everybody that you respect tell you to do this.
Right.
Not until you want to do it. You're not going to be able to let go. Like,
yeah,
you know?
no, I agree. And you know, to play the devil's advocate a little bit though, like, and this is part of the reason why I like doing this podcast. And this is part of the reason why I'm okay talking about such personal shit, right? To be completely fair, they are our fathers, right? So like you said, you don't have anything in common. It's not solely your responsibility to make that happen, right? They're our fathers, they're our elders. They also have a responsibility to accept, to have a relationship with us as well. And I think that might be the difference between the conversation that I would have with this friend and the conversation that I won't have with my dad, is that I feel at least that my father would not accept the responsibility of having a mutually loving relationship with me. Right. And I fucking hate that. I hate not him. I hate that. The fact that whatever it is, it's society, the way that men are raised, the way that men are made to think they should act. This, I hate that. And the fact that he feels that he cannot be vulnerable to accept the responsibility to have a relationship with his son, that to me is the reason why I do things like this. That to me is why I'm so vocal and make sure that almost overcompensate the fact that I want to be communicative, right? And I think that's the difference. I just thought about that right now, but I think that is the difference, is that even though this friend may or may not accept responsibility for the insult that occurred, I know that the relationship that we had was very mutually loving, and very mutually solid, right? And he took, I don't know, but I just don't feel that with my dad.
Yeah. But I think it's not, unfortunately, this is what I think it's, we have to be the change.
Of course.
We
Yeah,
have, we
you're
have to
absolutely
be,
right.
we have to be the absolute, we have to be, I don't want to say better than them. Because like I said, when we grow up, how we are, we take the flaws, we take the faults of our parents, and
Right.
then they take the faults of their parents.
Yeah.
So it's our responsibility to be aware, to know what their faults are, and to kind of like made aware of it. Like, yeah, you say he's not going to have that relationship with you, and it may be true, it may not, but I think to save your own soul and to be like, hey, dad, I forgive you, genuinely forgive you, I love you, I care about you, I want to have a relationship with you, and I'm going to keep trying until the day you die.
But
Like-
see, I disagree with that, and not all of it. Right? You're absolutely right. It's almost hypocritical for us to talk like this, and then for me to not want to have that conversation, right? To not be that vulnerable.
Yeah.
But the issue that I have is not the vulnerability part. That's not like what makes me hesitant. I am completely willing to have a conversation and communicate. That I'm always willing to communicate. The issue becomes after communication if there will be any value. So I think there's a difference between you and I. I hold zero anger. Like I have no resentment. As a matter of fact, as I get older, and I've said this a lot of times, I am starting to understand more, right? But for me, that doesn't take away from the fact that I don't think that he's in a place in his life where if we had a conversation like this, it's going to be any more productive for him.
When you talk about your dad, right?
Yeah. So for me, I could step out of my comfort zone and be uncomfortable and make that initial, but for me, it's just not, I don't want to say not worth it, but it's okay. There's just nothing there. It's okay. There's no negative anything for me. Obviously, I know that I have issues that stem from that. That's not anything that I can change, right? I'm me already. But there's just nothing there, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think you're okay with that, and if you know that doesn't affect you, and you have no sort of emotions about it, then yeah, of course. Like, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. I think it was a heavy burden on me. Mm-hmm. It was like a thing that I had to overcome,
right,
for me, so I did it, and I'm set free of it. But if it doesn't affect you how it affects me, then there's no reason. And again, people might disagree, but there's no reason for you to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just depends on how you want to go forth with it. Like, if you think it's gonna make you grow, if you think it's gonna evolve you, and if you think that putting your vulnerability out there and just be like, just do it, and for a fact he's gonna be like, okay, whatever. But if nothing comes out of it, and it doesn't change you either or, then of course I had to do it, because I had to see it for myself if it's gonna let go of this tremendous weight that I have on me. Mm-hmm. And it did,
Yeah.
It let me go. And like, even if I had some flaws after, or like anger after, not with him, just in general of things in my life.
Yeah.
Like you just have to, for me, like I had to go through it, and now I'm in a better place, but we're constantly having to do that. We're constantly faced with adversity and like just life hitting you hard, or life hitting you the way that you don't want it to hit you. And you're just like, oh shit. Like so now you have to kind of evolve or take care of it, and I think it goes with where you want to be in your life. Like if your life is about being better for yourself and the people around you, and you're doing that, then then it shouldn't be part of like that list.
Right.
But if it's a list and it's still there and it's still bugging you for some reason, it's still eating you up, then yes, I say do it. Even if you know what the outcome's going to be, then at least wow, I let go of this burden on me,
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. And I think that for a lot of people that makes sense, especially because a lot of people will say, I'm not bothered, but they're going to say it just like that, right? Like, I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
But for me, I think that it's not that I'm not bothered or I am bothered. It's just I'm at peace.
Yeah. I mean, if you are where you were at, then yeah. But again, it always comes down to only do whatever that you need to do when you want to do it and when you know that it's a good idea to do it. Like I said, you can have anybody tell you, or anybody you respect and love tell you, like, you should do this for yourself. And if you genuinely don't want to do it, then it's not gonna bring you that peace. It's not gonna bring you that freedom. Jesus Christ, that scared the cat out of me.
Dude, that one scared me too.
Get Oscared out again. That should be a shirt. But yeah. I had to do it, and it brought me peace, and that I have. Again, we don't have anything common or whatever, but I have a better relationship. I can actually check in on him and stuff like that, and like see how he's doing, and that I can use that for. I don't know. It's another, like, I don't want to say superpower. It's like almost like I'm gaining. It's such a fucking nerd thing to say, but experience points. I'm just getting the XPs that I need to move ahead.
Yeah, to help me become whole.
And again, if you don't need it, then you don't need it. And if you know that you don't need it, then who am I to tell you? Anybody to tell you, like, you need to talk to your father? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no. So.
And I mean, the things might change. You
never know.
You never know.
Things might change. He might reach out to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but there's a certain and.
Dude, we're fucked up in the head, dude.
Hello, Papa. Papa.
I don't care. Daddy, please.
Dad, I love you. I miss you. I'm gonna spend time with you. I'm gonna go visit you,
dude. How did we get like this?
It's just comedy is what we use to deal with trauma, and or anger.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's just you never know. And I think it comes back to, like, age doesn't matter if you're not willing to evolve. You can be fucking 45, 55, 60, but if you can't let go of the things that happen to you, you can't let go the fuck ups. Like, my biggest thing too is, like, I don't ever want to live my life at the end of my rope and just having fucking regrets, know?
Yep.
Especially something real, it's like, I should have done this, I should have done that. And like, and it's not like I should have bungee jumped. No, I'm talking about real shit. Like, I should have talked to my friend that I didn't talk to, that I was mad at, and I had no idea. I assumed that he was this way.
Right.
I didn't talk to my father because I assume that he's gonna be this way.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he might change. You never know. And if he didn't, then you're right either way, right? So
yeah.
But I think it's the growth and the freedom is that responsibility in you that you have to set yourself free. And then if you don't need to do that, and if you're already free, then what comes next is a bonus.
Yeah, I think that it's. I think that as I get older, it's like I'm starting to see the value of things more. Almost like, to put it in a monetary way, it's like, what does it cost me to be vulnerable? Right? Nothing. Like a personal example is with my mom. Right? I kind of almost envy my little brother, because he knew my mom in a different way. Like, my mom and I, we had a really good relationship. We struggled together when I was super young, right? But my brother and my mom, like, he almost knows way more about her and her life than I do. Like, and obviously I lived with her longer, right? But like, he knows these things, and for me, I almost was so caught up in her being my mom that I forgot, like, oh, not that I just was ignorant. I was a kid, you know, like I forgot, I didn't know, like, realize, oh, she has a life. Let me also see, right? And that's one of, like, honestly, that's, I can say to this day, this is probably one of my only regrets in actual life is, and this is I made a major change as I get older. It costs me nothing to be vulnerable. It costs me nothing to be emotional, right? It costs me nothing to step out of my comfort zone, because when you step out of your comfort zone, that's kind of like when you kind of get the benefit of a relationship like that, you know? And it's just, it literally costs zero investment, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a hard lesson to learn, but I don't know. Now that I act that way, I think my relationships are so much better. Like, look how much your relationship and mine has accelerated, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we still have only known each other for maybe a year and a half.
No,
And,
not even close, dude.
well, we've been living here at least a year. Maybe I'd say maybe a year and a couple months.
Maybe a year, but friendship wise,
Yeah,
it's not
that's
till
true.
like,
That is true.
I want to say maybe 6 months.
Yeah,
maybe,
that is true.
give or take.
Yeah, but like, my love for you is deep, you know? Like,
Keep going.
hey,
Go on.
but it's just, it's accelerated, right? Because we didn't grow up together. We didn't have we haven't had very many experiences, right?
I sometimes like it would have been cool, like, to grow up together, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but would we be the same people?
I don't know. We might, you know, because my mom moved and she picked Washington for some reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I've always wanted to live in California. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think if I didn't get married, I would have went to California, moved to California. I don't know. I have some connections out there. I could have just at least started something out there.
Yeah,
You know
been
what
on
I mean?
the couch for a little bit or something.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. It would have been interesting to see, in my opinion. And I just hope that, I think and we've had that kind of weird, like, not barrier, but we've had frustrations with each other, but we just didn't know how to have a conversation with each other yet. But I've put my foot down and saying, like, if you have a problem, like, say it. It'd just be easier.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that if there and likewise for me too, if that comes to a time where I'm just like, dude, like, that hurt me, man. Like, why'd you do that? Like, I want you to be able to do that, and I want to be able to do that to you too. Like, you know what I mean? To be able to have that real conversation and just like, hopefully, and I think that no matter what it is, I think we're intelligent enough and smart enough, emotionally intelligent enough to like know where we need to be after the conversation. Like, it's not going to be like, I'm not going to hurt your feelings that bad and vice versa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can tell you the truth and like, hey man, like, I know this is your opinion, but it really hurts my feelings.
Right.
And I think you can be like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. And I hope we can move on from this, and then it'll be okay. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that is a big change for me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, because before, when I was younger, I would have just been a wall. You know, you could have said, I'm going to hurt you, or you hurt me. And I would have just said, well, these are the reasons why it's justified, which is something that because it's like a defense mechanism, right? I don't want to admit, and I don't want to apologize, be emotional, be vulnerable.
Yeah.
But now I still get that. And that's something I struggle with, is like, I still get that, like, justify. But then I'm just like, all right, like,
if you were to do something wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like this, like right in the back, there's just like this, like, tugging,
because that's where you're being uncomfortable.
Right.
I think when we're most uncomfortable, we put the tallest and the strongest wall up. You know, and it's because some people can't apologize, some people can't like admit that they're wrong, because it's it's to them it's a weakness, but I think like saying that you're wrong and like genuinely and like feeling that way, like, hey, I fucked up, like I think it's a strength in saying that, like, hey man, like I fucked up and like I shouldn't have done that. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Where it's genuine, I think that's the strength. But when you just, and I'm not saying you do this, I think if you're just apologizing just to apologize, if you're just let's just get this over with, then
Right.
it's not genuine, right?
Right.
It's almost like I'm gonna wait till you're ready to
And
talk.
it's not
Like,
productive.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think if when you're actually ready to do that and like to actually say you fucked up and mean it,
Yeah.
then that's where something good can come out of it.
And I think that it's also in turn, just real quick, like the other side of that is important too. Like when you come to me and say that, I have to be just as receptive and say, dude, like you did fuck up and we're going to talk about this and get past it, versus like, yeah, you fucked up, dude. Like what the fuck?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, don't
be
make me feel
loving
like,
and accepting of it,
Right.
and be okay with people fucking up.
Yeah.
Right. Like it just happens. Like we're not perfect,
Yeah.
but it's like now, like it's just like almost you can't do that. You can't fuck up because people stop being okay with it.
Yeah, I think it just depends on who you're around and who you're with, and I mean there's levels, right? Sometimes like man, it's not gonna worth bringing up because
Right.
then you know what I mean. But if it's the relationship is worth something and you know that person can handle it and also be receptive to it and like understand, like, you know what, I put myself in your shoes and I get it. You know what, I accept your apology, and then even if like it's that bad and you need a couple of days to like, you know what, hey, I can't talk right now, like I accept what you're trying to say, just give me a couple of days to mull it over or think about it, and then
Yeah.
I'll come back to you, and make sure that you do, and that's okay too. You don't necessarily, and again, there's no rules to this, but I don't think you have to like, you know what, dude, I forgive you. But if you're still mad about it, hey, I'm still mad at you
Yeah.
for this. So give me some time. But as of right now, we're okay. Just like, I just need some time. And that's
Yeah.
okay too,
And-
you
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Yeah. So read our book. I think that's good, man. Like we don't talk enough about stuff like that. And to go back on the papa side of it, it's like, like we're so different in a sense that like when they're brought up a certain way, they have to be a certain way. And we've had conversations about this where we're like, man, that dude's fucking handsome as shit. And then you're like, ugh, why'd you say that? I'm like, that's gay. I'm
Yeah.
Like, what? That's gay? Like,
Yeah. Why?
but that dude's handsome. Like,
Yeah. Why can't you just?
yeah, it's weird. And we had that conversation where we said that, like, is that weird that we think that? Like, I've had somebody like thought like I was bi because I said that.
Dude, there's a guy at
It's
work.
so
He's
weird.
actually gay.
Yeah.
And he always tells me I'm gay. He's just like, are you sure? And I'm just like, dude, like this is just me. Like,
Yeah.
and he's just like, and I was just like, no, seriously, trust me, I'm not.
So I think, and it's just being comfortable with yourself. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I think if you don't think that, I'm not gonna judge you for it. It's just like, it's so weird because I talked about this at work. I was at work and a friend of mine started working with this artist, and he's older. He's an older artist, but most artists you think like rock stars or whatever, they're kind of like chubby now. They're fat. They're just like ugh, like. But this particular artist, like stayed in shape. Like he looks good for 48 or whatever, how old he was. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, what'd you say that? You trying to fuck him or something? Like, what the fuck? I was like, why would you say it? I was like,
That's crazy.
so
to
it's
me.
so weird. Like you're
Yeah.
trying to date him. I'm like, oh, you're still uptight. It's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool.
you're just uncomfortable with it. I see.
Yeah, yeah. And those type of people, I feel like they get, I don't want to say insecure, but they're like, it's almost like they cannot like somebody because that somebody's either too good looking or too, have you had that before?
Like
Where-
you can't like I can't say I love you because then if you're a good looking dude and I say I love you, and like say it's in public, right? Like you're gonna be like
No, yeah, maybe that, but also like, I don't like that guy because that guy is good at everything. He's perfect. He's handsome. I'm like, what? I just don't like him. Like, you don't even know him.
I mean, I kind of understand that sometimes.
That's
That was
funny.
my first impression of your ass. Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, like, I try to, for me at least, like, or social media or whatever. I wanna normalize it, you know. And I think if I genuinely think like a human being or like a male guy, like a guy looks good, I'm like, dude, you're handsome as fuck, or like you're a fucking stud, like, damn, you sexy or some shit. Like I don't know. I just and I
What up
mean
with
it.
that ass? No.
Oh, no, that's too much.
Okay, that's
What
too
that
much.
mouth do? Too
Yeah.
much. Too much.
Okay.
Too much.
All right,
Let me
well.
see that booty hole.
Yeah.
We can't. It's too much.
Show me the nips.
Let me see that deep V.
No. Okay.
No.
All right,
Let me see that dick root.
Dick root. That's a good word.
That's
dude.
the V.
I
in
got
it.
you.
Yeah. You like
Dick
that?
root. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I
That's a good
forgot
one.
about that one. It's been a while.
That's a good one. I would never say that. It's just weird.
Well, that's what I'm thinking though.
Yeah. Let me see that dick though.
Did I actually happen
That's so
today?
weird. Can you imagine, like, damn, he's handsome. Hey, let me see that dick. That's so weird.
The guy's just
I
like-
almost want to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. Anyway, yeah.
Happened to me today. I was just like in the river mirror. I was like, "Dang, what's up, Silver Fox?" And it's just like an older dude, gray hair. but
Yeah,
he's in
handsome,
good shape. Right?
handsome.
Yeah, he's in good shape, takes care of himself, and I just
Yeah.
I respect that.
And then you fucked him. and
Yeah,
shit.
and I was just I went up there and I just slapped his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just-
Tanya's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Dude, that guy behind us." And she looks back and she's just like, "He's just a
this
I
older
was like,
guy.
no, but like he takes care of himself. Like I like that. It's
Yeah.
good."
I think the reason why I'm so obsessed with like fitness or whatever, because my grandpa wasn't healthy. My grandpa was just like he wasn't healthy. He hated the doctors and stuff. And I think I didn't want that. Like I want to be able to protect myself and my family and stuff like that. And like I gotta do preventative stuff, to the best of my abilities, and I think that's where the craziness of like wanting to work out all the time or like just like be healthy all the time, as much as I can. I mean, I there are days where I am unhealthy. Let's be honest here. Nobody's perfect, but
Right.
that's where my obsession comes from, is from seeing how hard he suffered, because he wasn't a healthy person. He wasn't obese or whatever. He just wasn't healthy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, big ups and respect that that's enough of a drive that you're actually doing something about it.
I mean, it's hard, dude. It's definitely hard. But I was lucky that happened to me at a young age, and I just kind of was consumed by it. And also, like, I told you guys this, and you don't fucking believe me. I was a chubby kid because I found out that I love food and started eating a lot, and I got made fun of it. And I'm like, and I remember, and obviously it stuck with me. I remember we were playing sports, and like, we want fit, not fat. And I was like, and it just stuck with me. It just stuck with me, and I was just like, I wasn't mad. And you talked about, I didn't want to interrupt what you were saying because I wanted to piggyback on that. Because you said you can either take it and cry or like feel bad about yourself, or use it as a ammo, or use it to motivate. So that's what I did. Was like, oh, okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the anger and the chip on my shoulder kind of thing. I just use
That's the
that.
doer mentality.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, I'll show you.
Yeah, the thinker mentality is like, oh, okay, I'm gonna find a way to spin this to make this shit funny, so I don't have to get skinny.
Oh, funny. I think we're okay. I think we're good now. So I think we can end it right here because I feel like we can talk about anything.
Oh, for sure.
So thank you for listening to the Doer and the Thinker podcast. You can again check out the clips on YouTube, like them, subscribe to it, comment, please. You can find us everywhere. We're trying to be more consistent on this. We say this all the time, but we are, So Papa D is back home. Papa D, you like that?
I don't know where the D came from, but
Papa Dick, big dick. No,
yeah.
You like that?
I'll take it.
Yeah, Big
I'll
Papa
take
D.
it. Yeah.
Ooh,
Big
that's a good
Papa
one.
D.
Big Papa D is back.
Hashtag.
Hashtag in Washington State. And he's doing big things. He's learning to fail, learning to be okay with failing.
Yes.
And doing. He's
Yes.
coming on to the dark side, the D side of
I'm.
doing. And yeah, so check. I'm sure he's gonna start posting stuff. You can follow our personal. I'm not gonna say your tag because it's ridiculous. You can follow us on Instagram.
Sorry, it's not at Xander Gray.
Dude,
like the
no,
fucking
no.
best.
First of all, at Just Xander.
Oh, I'm sorry that it's not like this beautiful name.
This is how old I am. When Instagram came out, I was on it. So I just did at Just Xander and I had it ever since. I've had it for when it started in 2012.
First of all, I've never met anybody named Xander. That's first of all. Second of all, I've never met anybody named Xander.
With a Z?
Z.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if you started Instagram today, if you hadn't taken it, I bet you.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. But yeah, you can follow me at Just Xander, Xander with a Z, and then Jonathan, you can follow. Let me try and remember.
Sure.
At JON 53 RRANO
0.
Oh, 0.
AN 0.
0. Okay. Yeah. You can follow us on there. So thank you for listening. Be ready for next week. I'm sure we can. Man, we went hard, dude. We went serious.
It's a longie and it's a deep one.
Okay.
Long and deep.
So the next few podcasts are gonna be super silly as fuck.
Back to our degenerate shit.
Yeah. So goodbye.
Have a good night.
Okay.